Are you here about the F-150 my neighbor mentioned?
Yes, ma'am. He said you were thinking about selling it.
I lost my savings to a scam, and now I don't know what else to do.
Florence, have you ever found out what this truck is actually worth?
No, I just need enough money for taxes and groceries.
Then let me restore it before someone takes advantage of you.
This Ford F-150 was not just an old muddy truck. It gave Florence and Arthur their peace back. I met the retired teachers outside their small home in rural Texas after a neighbor called me for help. Florence was 89, holding tightly to her walker, while Arthur stood beside her with one hand gently supporting her arm. Behind them sat a mud-covered Ford F-150 that looked forgotten from the road, but to them, it was one of the last valuable things they still owned. Florence told me she had been scammed by an online lottery scheme. Someone convinced her she had won money and only needed to send fees first. By the time she understood the truth, nearly all of their retirement savings were gone. She looked embarrassed saying it out loud, but Arthur never blamed her. He just stood beside her and said they were trying to survive. Their property taxes were overdue, groceries were getting harder to afford, and every bill felt heavier than the last. A used truck buyer had already offered them a very low price, knowing they were desperate. Florence said she only needed enough for taxes and food, and that broke my heart. When I looked closer at the F-150, I knew they were about to be taken advantage of. The mud made it look worthless, but underneath was a solid truck with real value. I asked them not to sell it yet. Over the next several days, we cleaned away years of dirt, washed the body carefully, restored the trim, cleaned the interior, and checked the mechanical condition. Slowly, the truck started to look alive again. Arthur told me stories about using it for school fundraisers, helping neighbors move furniture, and driving Florence to appointments when her legs first started failing. By the time the truck was clean, it no longer looked like a problem. It looked like a chance. We listed it properly and shared the real story behind it. A buyer who understood its value offered far more than the first man did. That money allowed Florence and Arthur to pay their property taxes, buy groceries without fear, and keep some dignity in a season that had nearly broken them. When the truck finally left the driveway, Florence cried quietly, but Arthur held her hand and reminded her they had not lost everything. They had been helped before it was too late. Before I go, tell me where you're watching from. If you believe kindness can help people recover from even their worst mistakes, comment kindred below.